my new presentation, which is on separation of substances. So in between there were my exams, so I was not making new videos. But now my exams are over, so I am starting making. So we can find this chapter in the NCERT book also. I have made an presentation by myself and I am showing it. So in our daily life, we separate many things. Example, separating tea leaves from tea, separating stones from rice, etc. Like here, can you see? 1 minute. Uh, so here you can see that this is a mixture of powder. So powder, this is basically a simple powder. It is a mixture. It could be a mixture of salt or sugar with wheat. So they are separating with a sieve that is very fine, and there is a bowl which is taking all the wheat flour. As wheat flour is very small, it is passed through. So we separate things in many ways: hand picking, threshing, winnowing, sieving, decantation, sublimation. There are lots of. We separate things for many purposes and from many ways. So we'll discuss them in a whole presentation. So first, we should learn what are these basic things that we should. So, what is a compound? A compound is a group of two or more substances. Basically, if you are there are two or more of your friends together, you make a compound. How many types of mixtures are there? There are basically two types of mixtures: homogeneous and heterogeneous. What is a homogeneous mixture? A homogeneous mixture is a solid, liquid, or gaseous mixture that has the same proportion of its components throughout any given sample. I hope you understand. Water as a solvent. Water can dissolve many substances like sugar, salt, etc. Thus, it is termed as universal solvent. But there are some of cons also of water, that it dissolves some things in a particular amount. So we'll learn them after. What is a heterogeneous mixture? A mixture, a heterogeneous mixture has components in which proportions vary throughout the sample. Like if there are lots of components in a mixture that are not equal and not soluble, so they are called heterogeneous. And now these are points to notes. Why do we separate things? So basically we separate things to remove harmful substances, to obtain useful substances, to remove undesirable substances. Methods of separation. So there are basically lots of methods of separation. So I will highlight them. So like basically these are okay. So solids from a mixture of solids. So if there are lots of solids, then we could separate them, but we also want to separate them for use. So we separate them solids from a mixture of solid. Insoluble solids from a mixture of solid and liquid. Some solids are not means soluble in the liquid, so they are called insoluble solids. Soluble solids from a mixture of solid and liquid. Some solids can be dissolved in the water and other liquids, so they are called soluble solids. Immiscible liquids from the mixture of liquids, and liquids from a mixture of soluble, solid and liquids. So let's move to the next slide. Why these methods are used? So methods of separation, I've told you last time, solid from a mixture of solids. This method is used to separate solids from other solids. Example, separating books from notebooks. Insoluble solids from a mixture of solid and liquid. This method is used to separate insoluble solids from liquids. You can understand them. Insoluble solids from like sand in water. So sand never dissolves in water. It looks like a muddy mixture. Soluble solids form a mixture of solids and liquids. Some solids that are told are soluble dissolve in the liquid and solid. These methods is used to separate soluble solids and from solids and liquids both. Example, separating salt from water. Salt is dissolved in the water when we stir it, so we should use evaporation. Immiscible liquids from the mixture of liquids. This method is basically used to separate liquids that do not mix together, separating oil and water. So oil and water never mix together. If we let them to settle sediment, then they make separate layers. So then we can say that they do not mix. Liquid from the mixture of soluble, solid and liquid. This method is used to separate liquids which mix in solids and liquids. Example, separating water from sugar. So if water dissolves sugar in it, so we can say that they both are soluble in each other. Hand picking. So let's talk about the topics of ways of separation. So now we will start from hand picking. Hand picking, some of the substances are easily separable just by taking out impurities with hand. Like if I am taking lots of small pieces of my blocks from large pieces of blocks. So that can also be called hand picking. The method of hand picking is used to separate those mixtures where one of the component is in small quantity. So, like if there are lots of things like this bag, we cannot separate them from hand like this. We will take them a small portion of it, a plate or a utensil, and then separate small of them. So it will take a long time. So some machines are also made to purify them. This method is used to separate undesirable substances such as small pieces of stone from wheat, rices and pulses. In villages, people separate these things as their wheat, rice and pulses are not so much pure as city one. So this have to separate them. So now we'll learn about another, threshing. Threshing is the process of loosening the edible part of the grain or other crop from the husks and straw into which it is attached. Traditional method of threshing is to make donkeys or oxen walk in circles on the grain on a hard surface. So these methods are used basically in the villages to separate them. A modern version of this in some areas is to be spread the grain on the surface of a road so that the grain may be threshed by the wheels of passing vehicles. You can see the farmer is threshing, beating the grain, the stalk of the grain on the ground so that the seeds are being separated from the stalk. Winnowing, to free grain from the lighter particles of chaff, dirt, etc., especially by throwing it into air and allowing wind or force of current to blow away impurities to drive or blow chaff, dirt, etc., that are in the mixture. So see, here the woman is throwing the mixture which is like the mixture of husk and wheat. So the wheat is heavier than the husk which is falling down. This is the grains. All the wheat is fallen down, but still there are some impurities. The wheat is fallen down, but the husk is lighter which flows by the wind. We should the rules are that we should stand in the direction of the wind. So if there is wind going from this direction to this direction, so here the husks are moving away because the air current is moving from this word from to this in the arrow direction, as you can see here. So the wind is moving from here to here. So because of this, the husk is flowing by the, as it is lighter than the wheat, so it is flowing and gathering on the other side. So now we'll study about sieving. Sieving is a method in which two or more components of different sizes are separated from a mixture on the basis of difference in their size. Thus, it cannot be separated two substances in a mixture which have the same size. For example, it cannot be separated by a mixture of chalk powder and a flour. So basically, if there is a powder form of a thing like wheat flour is in powder form, and there is many bigger particles. Like if there is an insect which is bigger than it, and we have to separate it. So you will prefer hand picking, but still there are some of the small components which cannot be separated from hand. So there are small pores in the sieve through which the powder form of the wheat is fallen down in the ball, as I showed in you the earlier slide of the presentation. And the remaining part, the compound in the sieve with the help of an sieve. The compound is sieved. It means that the compound which was here, which was mixed and was here, is sieved, and the smaller particles like the wheat has fallen down. Decantation. Decantation is a process for the separation of mixtures of immiscible liquids, or of a liquid and a solid mixture such as suspension. Or we can say decantation is a process of separating of liquid from solid and other immiscible non-mixing liquids by removing the liquid layer at the top from the layer of the solid or liquid below. So if basically decantation is used after sedimentation. So by this process, sedimentation, in which all the grain particles are sedimented at the bottom. So thus after this process, the all the particles that are settled down do not move sturdily, and the water is poured into another vessel, like here in the diagram. Settled sediments in the water, these brown area is the settled sediments, and the water is poured without disturbing the sediments. Without disturbing the sediments, we have to pour the water into other utensil. Now we learn about filtration. So basically, filtration is different from we can say sieving. So in sieving, we separate solids from solids. In filtration, we separate solid from liquid. Filtration is the process of separating suspended solid matter from a liquid by separating the liquid from the solid to make the liquid pass through the tiny pores of filter paper. The liquid which has passed through the filter paper is called the filtrate. The left portion of sediments in the filter paper are called residue. So this is a glass rod basically used to make all the water to the filter paper and the residue to make the residue. This brown portion which is sand is the residue, and there is a filter paper which is stopping the sand to go into this vessel. Clean water as filtrate. So this clean water is called filtrate. And remember that do not use filtration and sieving equal, as filtration is used to separate liquids from solids like sand and water, and sieving is used from sand and other small solid particles, not liquid. So thank you, and please subscribe my channel. Thank you.